Well, the latest on the street terror that was unleashed by the followers of the arrested self-styled Godman Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, army has entered the premises of the Dera Sacha Sauda headquarters in Sirsa is what has been reported. Now, we are getting visuals of the army now entering into the headquarters of the Dera Sacha Sauda in Sirsa. The Dera followers have pelted stones as the army has tried to move inside the premises to gain control of the Dera headquarters. Now, there are also reports that say that authorities have sealed the Dera offices in Kurukshetra. The situation in most parts of Haryana remains tense but is under control. No fresh incidents of large-scale violence of the kind that we saw yesterday have been reported. The army, these are visuals that we are getting of the army convoy that is moving into the headquarters of the Dera Sacha Sauda in Sirsi. Now, in a crackdown, 550 people have been arrested. These are said to be the followers of the Godman, who's now been convicted of a rape charge. The violence which took place yesterday, 33 people were killed and more than 300 others were injured just in a span of few hours after the verdict was announced, saying that Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh is guilty of the offences that were alleged against him. The large amounts of arms and ammunition have also been seized. Security has been beefed up in several parts of North India as authorities remain on a tight vigil, fearing further clashes. Also, importantly, 455 trains have been cancelled to Rohtak, where Ram Rahim Singh has now been taken to a makeshift prison. And also, there were reports which said that self-styled Godman was getting VVIP treatment in the jail. Remember, Ram Rahim has been kept in a makeshift jail in Rohtak.
I will like to clarify that the Dera chief is lodged in district jail Sonaria and not in a rest house. He is being treated as a normal prisoner as per the Haryana jail manual. No RO system has been provided to him separately. No attendant has been given to him. There is no AC in the cell where he is lodged, and he is kept under the surveillance of 2 prisoners as per the jail manual.
So that is what the jail authorities have to say, stating that he has not been given any kind of special treatment. But the big focus of this are the Indian Army has moved into the headquarters of the Dera Sacha Sauda chiefs in Sirsa. And for more on this, we are joined in by my colleague Raghavendra Rao from the newsroom. Raghavendra, this is a significant development. A lot of people had said that no one has been given access into the headquarters of the Dera Sacha Sauda. And now for the first time, we are seeing the Indian Army making its way into the headquarters in Sirsa.
Absolutely, Mohammed, and this is a crackdown. As we can see from the visuals which are now trickling in, the Indian Army is finally moving inside the Dera. Now, this is a reactionary measure as well as a preemptive one, because there are reports that many of these Dera followers are armed with weapons and ammunition, and they could be hiding those weapons and ammunition inside the Dera, leading to further trouble in days to come. Now, this is what the authorities and this is what the army want to preempt, and this is one major reason why the Indian Army is now making its way inside the Dera.
Absolutely, and it's still not very clear as to how big this Dera is. There are conflicting reports which say, some say that, it is as big as 700 acres, almost a small city of sorts, which is almost self-contained. And also reports indicate that the Dera supporters are regrouping in what could be said as plans for a fresh round of violence when the sentencing is announced. The quantum of punishment has not been announced. That is expected to be announced on Monday. So what can we expect? Will we see the Dera now being disbanded? Will the army now take control and push all of these supporters? Is that what is being planned here?
No, not really. That will be really premature to, suggest at this point in time. But at the moment, the main reason for the army to make its way inside the Dera is just to, gain some control over the hundreds and thousands of people who are lodged inside this Dera. Yes, as you rightly mentioned, this Dera is a mini township of sorts. It's a huge campus having dozens of buildings. They have, lots of structures. They even have a cricket stadium of their own, having floodlights and all. It's a huge campus, and the kind of numbers you have there at any given time, those numbers are huge as well. And the suspicion here is that many of these people could be stocking arms, ammunitions. There have been reports that many of these Dera supporters are armed with petrol bombs and other ammunition, which could be used in the days to come. Also, since yesterday, we have witnessed a lull of sorts as far as violence is concerned. But mind you, this could be the lull before the storm. As you rightly pointed out, the Dera men could be regrouping, and, it will be very difficult to say it's over till it's finally over.
Absolutely. And also considering the fact that this is the third major conflagration that has taken place in Haryana in the last 3 years. We saw in 2014, in November 2014, what happened in the case of Sant Rampal. There was another bit of a clash where the son did not want to turn himself into the police. And then last year, we saw the agitation of the Jats who were essentially demanding for reservation. And again, what happened yesterday? Has the Haryana government learnt its lesson? Because what we are seeing is that these sort of incidents are just repeating. This form of rioting and arson is continuing, year after year in Haryana. Has the Haryana government now learnt its lesson so that these kind of incidents could be prevented?
Of yesterday and today are anything to go by, it's amply clear that the Haryana government has clearly not learnt its lessons from all the crises that erupted during the time of this Sant Rampal conflagration, as well as the Jat agitation. Both these instances, lots of lives were lost. At least 10 people, if I remember correctly, were killed during the clashes when the authorities went to arrest Sant Rampal, and close to 30 people were killed during the Jat agitations. Even at that time, the Haryana government was blamed for inaction, for lethargy, for complacency, or probably they were going soft on those who were violating the law. Had they learned their lessons, they would not have allowed a lakh or more people to gather around a court area in Panchkula. This situation was clearly avoidable. They could see this had the makings of a crisis situation. They were taking other steps, but they did nothing to stop these people from gathering in such large numbers. And it would do some explaining on it would need some explaining on their part as to why this situation was allowed to develop into such a crisis in the first place.
Absolutely, indeed, Raghavendra. Do continue to stay on with us. The crackdown on the Baba has begun. Let's also now take a look at the situation which presently prevails across several states in North India after the clashes which took place on Friday. Now, in the case of Haryana, curfew has been imposed in 3 districts, in Sirsa, Panchkula and in Kaithal. No one is allowed to gather, section 144 in place, so 4 or more people are not allowed to gather there. And also in the case of Punjab, curfew has been imposed in 10 districts: Mansa, Bhatinda, Firozpur, Sangrur, Barnala, Sasnagar, Fazilka, Faridkot, Sri Mukhtar Sahib Moga. Now, these are the places where curfew has been imposed in Punjab. And also in Delhi, prohibitory orders till the 8th of September have been put in place. Buses, remember, had been set ablaze in areas like Badarpur and Khaila. And prohibitory orders are also have been imposed in 11 districts. And also in the state of Rajasthan as well, 2 districts have been placed on high alert. Sri Ganganagar and Hanumangarh are the 2 districts which have been placed on high alert. Right, Raghavendra, and now to come back to you, there is also this high-level meet which Home Minister Rajnath Singh is chairing. He unfortunately had to come back yesterday. He was in Kyrgyzstan attending an SCO meet, and he immediately had to rush back in after the situation worsened immediately after the verdict was announced. The central government has been trying to do everything that it possibly can. What more do we expect the central government to do in this case here?
Well, yes, this high-level meeting is currently underway at Rajnath Singh's residence, as we are given to understand. And the top officials of the union government are huddled together, trying to analyze the situation and to come up with solutions to deal with this crisis. The centre is also in constant touch with both the chief ministers of Punjab and Haryana. They are in constant interaction with the DGPs of both the states. A continuous flow of information is being held between the centre as well as both Punjab and Haryana. But at this point in time, the main priority is to stop this violent mob from creating further rampage and carnage in Haryana and Punjab. That is the key thrust area as far as today is concerned. The main focus is to stop this violence and take let the local police get a grip on the situation. That can only happen once these people who have been engaging in violence they are stopped from doing so and are brought to book. So the main focus for today is to just calm down things a bit little, and the fact that close to 600 Dera supporters have been taken into preventive custody all across Punjab and Haryana, this could be just the tip of the iceberg. We could see more such detentions taking place through the day today.
Absolutely, indeed. And also, if I could come back to you for one more question here, we saw some very provocative statements which came in from the supporters of the Dera Sacha Sauda chief before the verdict, where they said that if he were to be arrested, they would burn the entire state. Those were the sort of comments that were made by the supporters there. Has anyone from the Dera Sacha Sauda spoken after he's been taken into custody? What are they saying? Do they intend to continue with this agitation, or are they now talking of cooling down, de-escalating from the position that they've now gotten to?
Well, surprisingly, no comments have come from the Dera side after the Dera chief was convicted on rape charges. There has been a studied silence, so to say, as far as the Dera is concerned. But yes, one interesting intervention came from the Punjab and Haryana High Court yesterday evening, when the High Court said that all those people who are damaging public property and vandalizing public property, the cost of this damage would be recovered from the Dera itself. Now, that was a very strong message, and I hope that message has percolated down the Dera ranks, and some message must have gone to some of these people who are taking law into their own hands, to lie low for a while, probably, because if this escalates further, eventually the Dera will have to pay for it, and that is something they cannot afford to.
Absolutely, indeed, Raghavendra. Thank you very much indeed for joining us and bringing us all those updates. We'll of course keep coming back to you